I'm creating a new life where I spend less time on the internet simply because I think it will make my life a million times better. Now, I love the internet. Ever since I first got an iPhone at like 11 years old and got Facebook, and we used to have MSN and BBM, I liked the internet. I like to connect on it, to have fun on it, to learn on it. But recently, I began to find the internet more intense. I seem to be getting incredibly addicted to political stories, negative news, information that is just completely irrelevant to my life in different feeds with different people. And although I've had these moments of thinking, I don't really even want to watch this stuff, I've had this like draw towards it where I'm like, I have to just keep going back on these feeds and consuming information that I know isn't actually making me feel that good. Now, right now, I'm sitting behind this off-grid cabin where my fiance and I have just spent 4 days without any internet connection. And I came to do this because, well, one reason was that we're having a baby in 15 weeks, and this is like our last little holiday we'll have just as a couple. I don't know how long do couples do that? Maybe a few years till we'll go away, just us two together again. And we thought this would be the perfect thing to do as our holiday, try and switch off and chill out. And on the day I got here, I felt really good. It was a Friday and I was like really excited. Yes, we're going away. It's gonna be super fun. We had like a really nice fire, a nice dinner. My brain felt pretty good. When we got here, we got rid of the phones. Now haven't seen them since. And day 2, I wake up and I'm thinking, oh yes, I'm on holiday. Like this will be nice, like just resting. And I actually found day 2 really difficult. This like agitation in me, this annoyance, this inability to like chill out. And I was trying to do all the good things that lots of us try and do with the meditation and trying to like slow my mind. But my brain was just stuck in these like busy, what's called beta brain waves, where your brain is just buzzing from the intense stimulation that the modern world is doing to us. And I felt this almost like need, like, oh, I need technology. What about if something's bad's happened? All these anxieties and all these feelings came through me. Throughout the day, I just tried to like deal with it and sit with it. And Georgia's just like having a beautiful time. She's quite like a nice, calm, steady soul, whereas I analyze a little bit more. And I rode through it. And obviously I still had a nice day. Like we still had a good time, but I had this feeling like, oh, I'm so overstimulated. Day 3, I wake up. So it's now been like a good couple of days since like being deep on the tech. And I felt good, like really, really good, really calm, able to just sort of like wake up and lie in bed and chill out and read and drink a cacao hot chocolate and just like be steady. And it's because like this deep dopamine addiction of like, I need to know all this information that's like not relevant to my life, and I need to consume all these different opinions and form my own opinion. All that information has just not entered my brain for a couple of days. And I think we're really underestimating what this is doing to us, this constant stream of information and opinions and stimulation. And having a few days out of it has made me think, okay, so I want to create a life with less of it. It doesn't make me think, oh, I'm going to just give up on the internet, live here and disconnect from society. I love the internet. I literally met my fiance on Instagram. My whole career has been partly a result of the fact the internet exists. But I think there's a relationship with the internet we could create where we have more time completely switched off from it. Not switched off from just technology, switched off from this communication portal that we have with every single other being on Earth. And we're having this first kid soon, and I'm picturing like that new era of stepping into being a dad. And all I can think is like, how do I help this kid be grounded as it grows up? Like I spend my life running this research lab called Dose Lab, and I train thousands of kids in schools. And young people are really struggling. Like it's intense, this world they're growing up in, and it's the internet that is intense. It's not really anything else, it's the internet. And if I can find a way with Georgia and with this kid and our future kids maybe to build like a life where it's like, oh, I feel steady and like I can actually feel joy and laughter, like our souls are desperate to just love their experience of life, and they're not being presented with that opportunity by being trapped behind this internet addiction. And I think if you look back at our ancestors, for example, there would have been a time where our ancestors came up with fire. We invented fire. That would have been a pretty big moment over the thousands of years that we came up with fire. And in that situation, we would have started using it to cook. Maybe it helped us with tools in some way, with warmth, of course, in some way. But what we probably didn't do is just go, wow, now we've invented fire. We're going to just use fire for 12 hours a day. And all we'll do is just be obsessed with fire. We probably just utilized it and then also continued with all the other important things. What I feel from my perspective as like a person from Gen Z growing up, going into this world that I'm now in, is that we've discovered the internet, like we discovered fire, but rather than just using it for a bit of utility, we've become insanely obsessed with it. And we're using it all day from the moment we wake up. It's like internet, every moment of relaxation, every moment of communication, every moment of work. It's like obsession with the internet. And our brains don't feel good with that level of stimulation. There is this magical place where your dopamine addiction calms down and you get what we call alpha brainwaves and theta brainwaves to activate. These are these deeper, calmer, connected, creative states where you can sit and you can daydream and you actually just feel like a nice, blissful, positive state of emotion, like a real feeling of well-being that we are not accessing at the moment. So as I go home from this trip, like I'm going to really think, how do I apply this? Like, how do I reduce sitting on the sofa in the evening? Like for me, I'll sit there with my iPad and I'll go on I might go on Instagram via the internet, or I might go on YouTube, or I might go on X, and I'll just like consume so much information. And at the end of the evening, I'm like a bit stimulated and riled up. And I'm like, maybe there's a world where I just don't do that. And maybe there's a world where in my breaks from work, when I of course have to sit on my computer, I could actually just chill out, sit on the sofa and like try and find more comfort in the stillness. And over the last few years, I've been really trying to do this, like move towards that slower state, that boring state, that as someone that's grown up as a massive dopamine addict, I've always been like somewhat afraid of it. I'm like, oh, not sure about the stillness. I'm not sure about the boredom. I'm not sure about listening to my thoughts. And on day 2 here, listening to my thoughts wasn't a nice experience. It was like busy and fast and anxious and worried. And then day 3, I wake up and it's like my brain had regulated. And there might be this solution to the challenges we're all facing in our minds, which is as simple as disconnecting from the internet a little bit more. This is my vision as I get home. When I get home, I think about how I'm integrating this idea in, and I'll of course share when that day comes. Thanks for watching.